Well, I think that, so the scientific data is one thing, but certainly there is concern from perception, and this is obviously quite unprecedented. So I think that you could say that, at the end of the day, the acceptance of, such a, on the part of the Japanese to put a wastewater into the ocean, the final determination by the consumer, whether Japanese or the consumers in, say, China or Korea, they'll, finally determine whether they think they should eat it or not. But by scientific data, it has been proven to be safe. So there's a difference between perhaps perception and reality. And I'm not a scientist, but I deal in the food business. I can just tell you my own experience in dealing with food safety as well as food quality in Japan. It's certainly one of the highest standards. They're very, very strict. And so my own experience has shown that the Japanese government is certainly on top of this. Otherwise, they wouldn't consider this. And the IAEA. But at the end of the day, even within Japan, it will be left up to the consumer.
Yeah, and interesting, Ernie, because, recent surveys of the man in the street in Japan show that they're pretty much split half and half, right? Half the people think that the water's safe, half of it are having second thoughts. But look, let's get to the money question and the business question. I don't mean to back you in a corner, but I think this is the real tell. If the authorities decide, look, it's a go as early as August, let's start releasing some of this treated radioactive water from Fukushima over whatever it is, 50, 75 years, even if it is a trickle, are you going to be diversifying your supply chain and getting more seafood that originates from waters outside of those in and around Japan?
Well, I think, first of all, regardless of the wastewater from Fukushima, Japan has been importing around 60% of its food requirements, of which also a lot of it is also imported seafood. So, it has been part of, our supply chain to have both domestic and imported. And, I think that the percentage of imported and domestic will not change because of the situation, unless certainly there's changing data from the IAEA, which will be monitoring this thing. And so I think that our position is to certainly pay close attention to the IAEA and their monitoring of this, as well as the Japanese government.